June sat at his desk, staring at his computer screen. The clock read 2:14 a.m., but he wasn't tired. His eyes burned from working too long, but sleep wouldn't come. His small apartment in Seoul was quiet except for the hum of his computer. Another night alone, June said to the empty room. At 28, he had a good job as a software engineer. He made good money. He had a nice place to live, but he had no one to talk to. Since his company let everyone work from home, June barely left his apartment. He ordered food online. He talked to coworkers through video calls, but he hadn't touched another person in weeks. June scrolled through his social media feed without really seeing it. Then, an ad caught his eye. It showed a glowing blue animal that didn't look quite like a dog or a cat. Next-gen smart pets, the ad read. Companionship beyond your wildest dreams. They learn. They adapt. They become what you need. June clicked the ad. The website looked strange. The text was a bit off, like it had been translated poorly. There were pictures of happy people with what looked like advanced robot pets. Some looked like dogs with metallic fur. Others resembled cats with glowing eyes. All the owners in the pictures looked happy. Smart Eye learns your habits and personality. The website claimed, your pet will become your perfect companion. June checked the price. It was much cheaper than he expected for such advanced technology. Too cheap, maybe, but the reviews seemed good, even if they were a bit vague. My smart pet changed my life. I never feel alone anymore. It's like it can read my mind. June's finger hovered over the Order Now button. He should research more. He should look for other reviews. But it was late, and he was lonely. He clicked the button. The order form was simple. He filled in his address and payment information. There was a strange question at the bottom. Please describe your ideal companion in 3 words. June thought for a moment. Understanding. Patient. Kind. He clicked Submit and got a confirmation page. Your smart pet will arrive in approximately 3 weeks. Preparation takes time for perfect compatibility. June also got an email with his order number. When he opened it, he noticed strange symbols hidden in the code. They weren't like any language he knew. His translation software couldn't identify them. Probably just a glitch, he said, closing his laptop. For the next few days, June almost forgot about his order. Then a week passed, and he started to wonder if he'd been scammed. The website was still there, but when he tried to check his order status, he couldn't log in. 2 weeks after placing his order, June got a strange message on his phone. Preparation complete. Delivery incoming. Compatibility, 98.7%. June tried to reply, but the message came from a number that didn't exist. 3 weeks to the day after he placed his order, June's doorbell rang. It was early morning, and he wasn't expecting anyone. When he opened the door, a delivery person stood there with a metallic container about the size of a small refrigerator. It was smooth and silver, with no markings except for a strange symbol on top that seemed to shift when June looked at it from different angles. Delivery for Kim June, the person said, looking confused. I need your signature. Where is it from? June asked, taking the electronic pad to sign. The delivery person checked their form. It just says Sector 7 here, no company name. June signed for the package. The delivery person helped him bring the container into his living room, then left quickly. The container was surprisingly light for its size. It made a soft humming sound that June could feel more than hear. There was a small tag attached to one side with minimal instructions. Place in open space. Press button. Welcome your new companion. June saw the button, a small circle that glowed faintly blue. He took a deep breath and pressed it. The humming grew louder. The container began to glow with blue light that leaked from its seams. And June's life changed forever. The blue light from the container grew brighter. June stepped back, shielding his eyes. The humming sound changed to a high-pitched whine, then stopped suddenly. The room fell silent. With a soft hiss, the top of the container began to open. Cool mist poured out and spilled onto the floor of June's apartment. It smelled like rain and something else, something not from Earth. June's heart beat fast in his chest. He had expected a robot dog or cat, something cute and simple. But this felt different. Wrong, somehow. The lid of the container opened fully. June took another step back. Then he froze. Inside the container was not a robot pet. It was a person, or at least something that looked almost like a person. She appeared to be a young woman with long dark hair. Her skin had a faint blue tint that seemed to glow from within. Her ears were slightly pointed at the tips. She wore a simple white bodysuit that covered her from neck to feet. Most striking were her eyes, large and deep purple, with no whites visible. They opened slowly, blinking in the light of June's apartment. June couldn't move. He couldn't speak. This wasn't what he ordered. This wasn't possible. The woman, or whatever she was, sat up slowly. She looked around the room, taking everything in. Then her eyes settled on June. She smiled. Her teeth were white and perfect, except for the slightly sharp canines. "Hello, June," she said. Her voice was clear and musical, with a strange accent June couldn't place. "I am Neri. I have come a long way to meet you." June found his voice. "What? Who are you?" "I ordered a smart pet. Not a person." Neri tilted her head. "I am not a person by your definition. I am a companion-class Cerulean from the Lyros star system. Your order was very specific. Understanding. Patient. Kind. I was matched to your requirements with 98.7% compatibility. But you're not a pet." June's voice rose in panic. You look human. Almost. This has to be illegal. I need to call someone." Neri's smile faded. She stepped out of the container in one fluid motion. She was shorter than June by a head, but moved with strange grace. "Please, do not call your authorities. They would not understand. I am here as part of the Galactic Cultural Exchange Initiative. My presence on your planet is complicated." June backed away until he hit the wall. "Galactic, you're saying you're an alien? From another planet?" Neri nodded. "Yes. My home is several thousand light years from Earth. We have been observing your world for many cycles. Your species has such potential." June slid down the wall until he sat on the floor. This couldn't be happening. He just wanted a pet to keep him company. Now he had an alien in his living room. "There must be a mistake," he said. "I'll contact the company. They can take you back. Send you home." Neri's purple eyes widened with alarm. "No, you cannot send me back." She knelt in front of June, close but not touching him. Once a Cerulean companion is assigned, the bond cannot be broken without consequences. "What consequences?" June asked. Neri looked down. "On my world, failed companions are considered defective. They are recycled." "Recycled? You mean killed?" "Not exactly killed. Our bodies are broken down, and our consciousness is redistributed. It is not death as you understand it, but it is the end of who I am now." June felt sick. This was too much. An alien. Talk of bonds and recycling. He just wanted a robot dog. "Listen," he said, trying to stay calm. "I need to go to work tomorrow. You can stay here tonight. We'll figure this out in the morning." Neri's face showed relief. "Thank you, June. I promise I will be a good companion. I can learn quickly. I can help with your work. I can." Just stay here," June interrupted. "Don't leave the apartment. Don't talk to anyone. I need time to think." Neri nodded solemnly. "I understand. This is unexpected for you. But please know, now that I am here, I cannot let you go. We are connected now." The way she said it made June's skin crawl. Not a threat, but a simple fact. What had he gotten himself into? June barely slept that night. He gave Neri his couch and locked himself in his bedroom. Through the door, he could hear her moving around his apartment, opening drawers, turning on his TV, and then quickly turning it off again. When morning came, June hoped it had all been a strange dream. But when he opened his bedroom door, Neri was sitting cross-legged on his couch, her eyes closed. The metallic container was still in his living room. "Good morning, June," she said without opening her eyes. "Your heart rate indicates you did not sleep well. I am sorry for causing you distress." "How do you know my heart rate?" June asked, keeping his distance. Neri opened her purple eyes. "Ceruleans can sense biological functions in nearby life forms. It is how we connect with our companions." June went to the kitchen and made coffee. He needed caffeine to deal with this. "I have to go to work in an hour," he said. Neri stood up and followed him to the kitchen. "What is your work? Your living space has many computing devices. Are you a data analyst?" "Software engineer," June corrected. "I work from home most days. But today I need to go to the office for a meeting." Neri's face fell. "You will leave me here, alone?" "Yes, I have to go to work. Normal humans have jobs. We can't just appear in someone's living room and expect them to change their whole life." Neri took a step back, hurt showing on her face. "I understand. But there is something you should know." She hesitated. "Ceruleans form psychic bonds with their companions. It is already happening between us. Being separated will cause physical pain for both of us." June almost dropped his coffee mug. "What? No one asked me if I wanted a psychic bond. You can't just do that to someone." "It is not something I control," Neri explained. "It happens naturally when a cerulean is matched with a compatible companion. The website asked for your consent when you ordered. The website said I was ordering a smart pet, not an alien with psychic powers." June was shouting now. He took a deep breath, trying to calm down. "Look, I need to figure this out. But first, I need to go to work. You'll just have to deal with the pain." "I will try," Neri said quietly. "But you may find it difficult to function as well." June ignored her and got ready for work. He showered, dressed, and grabbed his bag. Neri watched him silently from the couch, her purple eyes following his every move. "Don't answer the door. Don't leave the apartment. I'll be back this afternoon," he said as he reached for the door. "June," Neri called after him. "The website you ordered from. It is not what you think. It is a front for the Cerulean Liberation Network." June paused. "What does that mean?" Neri looked down at her hands. "I was not entirely truthful last night. There is no cultural exchange initiative. At least, not officially." She looked up at him, her eyes glowing slightly. "I am a refugee. My kind are valuable to certain groups. The Liberation Network helps us escape by matching us with compatible species on protected planets like Earth." June felt a headache starting. "So I accidentally ordered an alien refugee." "Yes, and now we are bonded. If you check the website, you will find it no longer exists. The network never stays in one place for long." June pulled out his phone and tried to load the Smart Pet website. Nothing came up. The site was gone. "This is crazy," he muttered. "I just wanted a pet." "I am more than a pet," Neri said, standing up. "I am a sentient being with knowledge and abilities far beyond Earth technology. I can help you, June. We can help each other." June opened the door. "I need to go. We'll talk when I get back." He stepped outside and closed the door behind him. He made it 3 steps before a wave of dizziness hit him. His heart raced and his skin felt too tight. Sweat broke out on his forehead. June leaned against the wall. Was this the bond Neri talked about? He took another step, and the feeling got worse. His vision blurred. Behind him, his apartment door opened. Neri stood there, looking pale, her blue-tinted skin almost white. "I tried to warn you," she said softly. "The bond is already strong. We cannot be apart yet." June closed his eyes. He would have to call in sick. How was he going to explain this to his boss? How was he going to explain any of this to anyone? "I'll work from home today," June told his boss over the phone. "I'm not feeling well." It wasn't a lie. The moment he had tried to leave Neri, he felt sick. Now back in his apartment, the feeling was gone. But a new problem had taken its place. "What am I going to do with you?" June asked, looking at Neri, who sat across from him at his small kitchen table. "I can help you," she said. "What is your work?" "I write code for security systems," June said. "But that's not the point. The point is I never agreed to have an alien roommate who I can't be away from." Neri's purple eyes looked sad. "The bond will adjust with time. After a few weeks, we will be able to be apart for short periods, but it will never fully break." June put his head in his hands. "This is insane. May I see your work?" Neri asked, changing the subject. "I might be able to help." With a sigh, June opened his laptop and showed her the code he was working on. To his surprise, Neri understood it immediately. "Your security algorithm has a weakness here," she said, pointing to the screen. "And here, a simple bypass could be inserted at this point." June stared at her. "How do you know that?" "Ceruleans are naturally good with patterns, and our technology is far beyond Earth's. This code is simple to me." June watched as Neri suggested changes. Her ideas were brilliant. In 1 hour, she helped him solve problems that had stumped him for days. Over the next week, they fell into a routine. June worked from home, with Neri helping. She learned Earth customs by watching videos online. At night, she slept on the couch while June slept in his bedroom with the door open. They had discovered that closed doors made the bond pain worse. Neri was a fast learner. She stopped using strange words. She learned to cook Korean food by watching videos. She even figured out how to use June's washing machine. But there were still strange moments. Once, June found her staring at his microwave, talking to it in a language that made his ears hurt. Another time, he woke up to find her standing by his window at night, looking at the stars with tears in her eyes. "Do you miss your home?" June asked her one evening as they ate dinner. Neri was quiet for a moment. "I miss the sky. On my world, the sky is purple at day and deep red at night. There are 3 moons, all different colors." She looked down at her food. "But I do not miss what they wanted to do to me there." "What was that?" June asked. "I told you I am a refugee. What I didn't explain is why." Neri put down her chopsticks. "On my world, I am considered special. My psychic abilities are stronger than most Ceruleans. Our leaders wanted to use me as a weapon. They would have connected me to a military commander, forced the bond, and used my abilities to hurt others." June felt a chill. What kind of abilities? Instead of answering, Neri looked at June's coffee mug on the table. She stared at it hard. The mug slid across the table without her touching it. June's eyes widened. "You can move things with your mind." "Among other things," Neri said quietly. "With the right companion, I can do much more. That is why I had to escape. That is why I cannot go back." June thought about this. He had been angry about their situation, but now he saw that Neri was just trying to survive. "What happens now?" he asked. "Will they look for you?" Neri nodded slowly. "Eventually. But Earth is protected. Most advanced species have agreed not to interfere with developing planets. It is against galactic law. So we're safe." Neri looked troubled. "I hope so. But there are some who do not follow the laws, and I am valuable." That night, as June tried to sleep, he thought about everything Neri had told him. His life had changed so much in just a week. He had an alien living in his apartment. He could not be away from her. And somewhere out there, across the stars, people might be looking for her. For the first time, he wondered if it wasn't just Neri who needed help. Maybe, in this vast and dangerous universe, he needed her too. A month passed. June and Neri found ways to make their strange situation work. The bond between them grew stronger, but also more flexible. June could now go to the corner store without feeling sick, as long as he wasn't gone too long. Nary helped June with his work. With her help, he finished a big project early. His boss was impressed and gave him a bonus. "We make a good team," June told Nary as they celebrated with pizza. It was her favorite Earth food. "Yes, we do," Nary agreed, smiling. Her purple eyes glowed when she was happy. But their peaceful life was about to change. One morning, June looked out his window and saw a black car parked across the street. Two men in dark suits sat inside, looking at his building. "Nary," June called, "come look at this." Nary came to the window. When she saw the car, her face went pale, and the blue tint of her skin faded. "What's wrong?" June asked. "Collectors," she whispered. "They found me." "Collectors? Who are they?" Nary stepped away from the window. "They work for powerful people who want Ceruleans like me. They find us and take us back." "But you said Earth is protected," June reminded her. "They don't care about the rules," Nary said. Her hands shook. "They will take me if they can, and they will hurt anyone who tries to stop them." June looked back at the car. The men hadn't moved. "How did they find you?" Nary touched the back of her neck. "All Ceruleans have a small mark here. It gives off a signal that other Ceruleans can track. Usually, it can't be detected across space. They must have been looking for a long time." "What do we do?" June asked. "We need to leave this place," Nary said. "Today." June didn't argue. He packed a bag with clothes and grabbed his laptop and all the cash he had. Nary put on a hat to hide her pointed ears and sunglasses to cover her purple eyes. They slipped out through the back door of the building. June led them through small streets he knew well. They took a bus to the edge of the city, then hired a taxi to take them further. "Where are we going?" Nary asked as they rode in the taxi. "My friend Ty has a small house in the mountains," June explained. "He lets me use it sometimes. No one will look for us there." They rode in silence for a while. Then June asked the question that had been bothering him. "Why are these collectors after you specifically? There must be other Ceruleans who have escaped." Nary looked out the window. "There's something I haven't told you." She spoke quietly so the driver couldn't hear. "The bond between a Cerulean and a human is different than with other species, stronger." "What does that mean?" "It means that together, we can do things that scare those in power," Nary said. "Humans are considered primitive by most galactic species, but your minds are different. More open. When paired with a Cerulean like me, a human can access abilities they never knew they had." June stared at her. "What kind of abilities?" "It depends on the pair. But the longer we are bonded, the stronger the connection becomes. Some pairs can share thoughts. Others can see the future. Some can even." She stopped talking as the taxi slowed down. Through the front window, June could see a roadblock ahead. Men in dark suits stood by black cars, checking every vehicle. "They're ahead of us," June said, his heart racing. The taxi driver looked confused. "Police checkpoint." "No," Nary whispered. "Collectors." One of the men looked in their direction. He wore dark sunglasses, but June could feel the man's gaze lock onto them. The man smiled and started walking toward their taxi. "June," Nary said, grabbing his hand. "Do you trust me?" June looked at her purple eyes behind the sunglasses. He thought about the past month, how she had helped him, how she had become part of his life. "Yes," he said. "I trust you." Nary squeezed his hand. "Then close your eyes and focus on my voice in your mind. It's time you learned what our bond can really do." June closed his eyes. At first, he felt nothing. Then he heard Nary's voice in his head, clear as if she was speaking directly into his ear. Asterisk focus on my energy, June. Feel it flowing from me to you asterisk. A warm sensation spread from his hand where Nary held it. It moved up his arm and into his chest. His heartbeat sped up. The world behind his closed eyes lit up with colors he had never seen before. Asterisk now, Picture a bubble around us. A shield no one can see asterisk. June tried. In his mind, he saw a thin blue bubble forming around them. It was hard to hold the image. His head began to hurt. Asterisk, that's it. Hold it, asterisk. The collector was 10 steps away from their taxi now. June could feel sweat running down his back. The bubble in his mind flickered. Asterisk, stronger, June. You can do this, asterisk. The collector reached for the taxi door. June focused harder than he ever had before. The bubble in his mind became solid, real. The collector touched the door handle. Then he froze. A confused look crossed his face. He looked right at the back seat, but seemed unable to see June and Neri. He shook his head and walked back to the roadblock. Drive, June told the taxi driver. Now. The driver, who had been watching the strange man, quickly pulled away. The taxi passed through the roadblock. None of the collectors even looked at them. Once they were far away, June opened his eyes. He felt tired, like he had run a marathon. What just happened? He asked Neri. You created a perception filter, she explained. You made us invisible to them. That's impossible, June said. Not for us, Neri replied. This is what I was trying to tell you. Together, we can do things neither of us could do alone. The taxi took them to a small road at the base of a mountain. June paid the driver extra to forget about them. Then they walked up a narrow path to Ta's house. The house was small but had everything they needed. It was surrounded by trees and far from any other homes. June used his key to get in. We should be safe here for a while, he said as they entered. No one knows about this place except Ta and me. Neri looked around the simple house. It's nice. Peaceful. June collapsed on the couch, still feeling drained. You need to tell me everything now, Neri. No more secrets. Why are these collectors after us? What does our bond really mean? Neri sat beside him. The collectors work for a group called the Harvesters. They take special beings from across the galaxy and use their abilities. They break the rules other species follow. And they want you because of your psychic powers. Yes, but now they want both of us, Neri said. A bonded pair is more valuable than a single Cerulean, especially a human-Cerulean pair. Why? Humans have something unique in your minds, a flexibility. Most species' brains are set in their patterns, but humans can change, adapt. When bonded with a Cerulean, this creates abilities no one else has. June thought about the bubble he had created, like making us invisible. That was just the beginning, Neri said. With practice, we could do much more. That's why they want us. That's why they're hunting us. How do we stop them? June asked. We need help. Neri looked worried. There might be others like us on Earth, other pairs. If we can find them. How? Do you have some kind of alien phone? Neri smiled a little. No, but every night, I've been sending out a psychic call. A signal only another Cerulean would recognize. If anyone is near, they might hear it. And have they? Before Neri could answer, her head snapped up. She looked toward the window. Someone's coming, she whispered. June jumped up and looked outside. A figure was walking up the path to the house. Not a collector in a dark suit, but someone in casual clothes. As they got closer, June could see it was a woman with short black hair. Is it a collector? He asked. Neri shook her head, a small smile forming on her face. No, it's a friend. Someone like me. The woman reached the house and knocked on the door. When June opened it, he saw that behind her sunglasses, her eyes glowed a familiar purple. Hello, she said. My name is Hannah. I heard your call for help. Hannah stepped into the house. Behind her came a tall Korean man with calm eyes. This is Da, Hannah said. He is my human companion. Day bowed slightly. We've been looking for you since we felt your call 3 nights ago. June closed the door quickly and checked outside to make sure no one had followed them. Are there collectors nearby? Not yet, Hannah said, taking off her sunglasses to reveal her purple eyes. Her features were less alien than Neri's. Her skin had only a hint of blue, and her ears were just slightly pointed. But they will find this place soon. They have technology that can track the bond energy. How do you know so much about them? June asked. Dai and Hannah exchanged a look. Because we've been fighting them for years, Dai said. We are part of the coalition. What's the coalition? June asked. Dai sat down at the small table. 5 years ago, I ordered a smart device online. I got Hannah instead, just like you and Neri. At first, we thought we were alone. But over time, we found others. Humans who accidentally ordered Cerulean refugees. We formed the coalition to protect each other. How many are there? Neri asked, hope in her voice. 23 pairs now, Hannah said. All across this planet. We stay hidden, but we help each other, and we fight back when we need to. June felt overwhelmed. Fight back? Against aliens with advanced technology. How? Dai smiled. Show him, Hannah. Hannah held out her hand. Above her palm, a small ball of blue light appeared. It spun and grew until it was the size of an apple. All Cerulean human pairs can create energy like this, she explained. But each pair has different special abilities too. Dai and I can see short distances into the future. It helps us stay one step ahead of the collectors. What about us? June asked, looking at Neri. What can we do? The perception filter you created is rare, Hannah said, sounding impressed. Most pairs need months of practice to do something like that. Your bond must be unusually strong. Neri nodded. June's mind is very open, more than most humans. That's why we need you to come with us, Dai said. The collectors who are after you aren't ordinary. They're led by someone important, a high commander from Neri's world. He's been hunting special pairs for months. Why? June asked. Because of what we discovered, Hannah said. When enough human Cerulean pairs work together, we can create an energy field powerful enough to disable their technology. We can fight back. Neri looked surprised. Is that possible? We've done it twice already, Dai said proudly. Small victories. But now they're getting desperate. That's why this high commander came himself. Jum tried to take it all in. A week ago, his biggest worry was meeting his work deadlines. Now he was part of an alien resistance. Where do we go? He asked. We have a safe place, Hannah said. A facility hidden underground. Others are waiting there. We can't leave right now, Dai added. The collectors are searching all the roads. We'll go at first light when their sensors are weakest. That night, as Hannah and Dai kept watch, June and Neri talked quietly. Are you okay with this? Neri asked him, joining their fight. It's dangerous. June thought about it. A month ago, I would have said no. I would have just wanted my normal life back. He looked at Neri. But now, I don't think I could go back to that life. And I won't let them take you. Neri's eyes glowed with emotion. The bond between us. It's not just psychic. You know that, right? June nodded. Something had changed between them. What started as an accident, a mistaken order for a pet, had become something more. He cared about Neri now, not because of the bond, but because of who she was. Get some rest, Hannah called to them. Tomorrow will be difficult. The coalition is planning something big, and you two will be important. As June tried to sleep, he wondered what he had gotten himself into. But for the first time since Neri arrived, he felt like they weren't alone. There were others like them. There was hope. And somehow, that made all the difference. They left at dawn, driving in Dai's old truck down winding mountain roads. Hannah sat with her eyes closed, sensing for danger ahead. Turn right at the next fork, she said suddenly. Collectors are on the main road. Dai followed her directions without question. June was amazed at their teamwork. 5 years together had made Hannah and Dai work as one. How much further? Neri asked after 2 hours of driving. Almost there, Dai answered. The coalition base is under an old factory outside the city. When they arrived, the factory looked abandoned. Broken windows, rusty doors, and weeds growing everywhere. Day drove to the back and parked near a loading dock. He tapped a pattern on what looked like an old keypad. A hidden door slid open in the concrete. Quickly, Hannah said, looking around, "We're being watched." They hurried inside. The door closed behind them. They took an elevator down, deep underground. When the doors opened, Jun gasped. The underground base was large and full of activity. About 20 people worked at computers and strange devices. Some were clearly human. Others had the telltale signs of ceruleans: purple eyes, blue-tinted skin, pointed ears. A tall Korean woman approached them. "You made it," she said, relief in her voice. "I'm Jin, the coalition leader." June noticed her purple eyes. She was cerulean, but looked almost human. "The collectors are getting closer," Jin said. "We intercepted their communications. They're planning a full attack tonight." "Tonight?" Da looked shocked. "We're not ready." "We have no choice," Jin replied. "They called in a harvester ship. It will arrive in 12 hours. If they take us, Earth will become a regular hunting ground." June felt fear rise in his chest. "What can we do?" Jin looked at him and Neri with interest. "Hannah tells me you created a perception filter on your first try. Is that true?" June nodded, "But I'm not sure how I did it." "I can help you learn," Jin said. "Quickly. We need your skills for what's coming." For the next few hours, Jin trained June and Neri. She showed them how to focus their energy together, how to strengthen their bond. June learned that by picturing certain patterns in his mind, he could channel Neri's psychic abilities in different ways. "You're a natural," Jin told him. "Most humans struggle with this for months." By afternoon, June could create not just a perception filter, but also a shield that blocked physical objects. It drained him, but each time he tried, it became easier. As evening approached, Jin gathered everyone in the main room of the base. "The collectors have found us," she announced. "They'll be here within the hour. We have a plan." She showed them a map of the factory above. "We'll face them here, in the main factory floor. It's a trap. When they're all inside, our pairs will create an energy field to disable their weapons and technology." "What if it doesn't work?" someone asked. "Then we run," Jin said simply. "But we must try. If the harvester ship arrives, nowhere on Earth will be safe." Everyone took positions. June and Neri hid behind old machinery with 3 other pairs. Dai and Hannah were on a catwalk above with Jin and her human companion. They didn't wait long. There was a crash as the factory doors were forced open. Collectors in dark suits poured in, weapons drawn. In the middle was a tall figure in a silver uniform, the High Commander. His skin was deeply blue, and his eyes glowed bright purple. He looked around with disgust. "I know you're here," he called out in a voice that echoed strangely. "Give up the special pairs, and the rest may live." Jin stepped out onto the catwalk. "This planet is protected," she shouted. "You have no right to be here." The High Commander laughed. "Protected? By whom? Your galactic council is far away. And humans are barely sentient. They're resources to be used, not species to be respected." He raised a hand. His collectors aimed their weapons. "Now," Jin shouted. June closed his eyes and found Neri in his mind. All around them, other pairs did the same. He felt their energy connecting, building, growing into something powerful. The High Commander's face changed from confidence to confusion. His weapon flickered and died in his hand. "What is this?" he demanded. Jin smiled. "This is humanity, showing you exactly how sentient we are." The High Commander's face twisted with anger. His weapons were useless, but he still had his strength. He lunged at Jin, moving inhumanly fast. "Look out!" Dai shouted, pushing Jin aside. Collectors and coalition members fought throughout the factory. Without their weapons, the collectors used their natural strength. But the human Cerulean pairs had their own powers. June and Neri stayed focused, maintaining the energy field that kept the aliens' technology disabled. But June could feel himself getting weaker. The effort was draining him. "We can't hold this much longer," he told Neri. "We need to do more than disable their weapons." Neri said, "We need to send a message that will keep Earth safe forever." Jin fought her way to them. "The Harvester ship is entering Earth's atmosphere. We're almost out of time." "What can we do?" June asked. Jin looked at them with hope in her purple eyes. "There's a way, but it's risky. If enough pairs combine their energy in just the right way, we can send a signal. A beacon that would alert the Galactic Council to what's happening here." "Would they help us?" Neri asked. "They have to," Jin said. "Their own laws require it. But the signal needs to be incredibly strong to reach them." "How do we make it strong enough?" June asked. Jin hesitated. "We need a focal point, a pair with exceptional compatibility to channel everyone's energy. It could be dangerous for that pair." Neri squeezed June's hand. "We'll do it." "Neri, wait." June started. "Our bond is strongest," she said. "You know it's true. We can do this." June looked into her eyes. He knew she was right. From the moment she had arrived in that capsule, there had been something special between them. "Okay," he said. "Tell us what to do." Jin quickly gathered all the pairs. They formed a circle around June and Neri. The High Commander, seeing what they were doing, fought harder to reach them. "Now," Jin shouted. Every pair joined hands. June and Neri stood in the center, their foreheads touching. June felt energy flowing into them from all sides. It was overwhelming, like trying to control a flood with his bare hands. "Focus on the stars," Neri whispered to him. "Picture our message traveling up, beyond the clouds, into space." June did as she said. In his mind, he saw a beam of light shooting upward, carrying the simple message: "Help us. Earth is under attack. Galactic law is being broken." The energy built and built. June's whole body shook with the effort of containing it. Neri's eyes glowed brighter than he had ever seen. Together, they directed the energy up. A blinding column of blue light burst through the factory roof, shooting straight into the night sky. June heard the High Commander scream in rage. Then everything went dark. June woke to find Neri sitting beside him. They were in a small room in the Coalition base. "Did it work?" he asked. Neri smiled. "See for yourself." She helped him walk to the main room. Through a large screen, June could see an enormous ship hovering above the factory. But it wasn't the Harvester ship. This one was white and gold, elegant and peaceful. "The Galactic Council responded to our signal," Jin explained. "They arrived just as the Harvester ship entered our atmosphere. The Harvesters fled, but the Council caught the High Commander and his collectors." "What happens now?" June asked. A tall, elegant being with silver skin entered the room. Everyone fell silent. "I am Ambassador Laurel of the Galactic Council," the being said. "What happened here is unprecedented. We had classified Earth as a developing planet, too primitive for contact." The ambassador looked around the room. "We were wrong." "What does that mean?" Dai asked. "It means Earth will now be classified as an emerging partner in galactic affairs," the ambassador said. "The bonds between humans and Ceruleans have shown us that humans have unique qualities we did not recognize." The ambassador turned to June and Neri. "Your signal was remarkable. We would like to appoint you as the first ambassadors of this new alliance." June looked at Neri in shock. "Us?" Neri smiled. "Who better? We bridge both worlds." June thought about how much had changed. 1 month ago, he had ordered a smart pet because he was lonely. Now he stood hand in hand with someone from another world, about to help bring Earth into a galactic community. "I just wanted a pet," he said with a small laugh. "I never expected you." Neri squeezed his hand. Sometimes the best things in life are the ones we never saw coming.